My journey in landscape architecture began as an attempt to try to understand feelings I had of disconnection with where I grew up in Mississauga. As a gay teenager in Mississauga, there really was not a sense of a place for me. Yeah, that was like a big driving force in why I wanted to understand how some places can feel bland or blank, or like they don't really carry a particular identity, or that they don't really reflect the people that live there. There was kind of a distinct lack of feeling like there's a freedom of movement, and then like adding on top of that the feeling of not necessarily having a space that represents me, or that I see other people with my identity occupying. It seemed to be more aligned with what I was interested in, which was the urban fabric rather than a particular building. After I completed planning school, I applied to landscape architecture school at UBC and was accepted. So off I went. My first project was Lake Wilcox Park. It was a major park project in the city of Richmond Hill. They were very interested in creating a unique park experience there. And that was a really kind of rewarding experience. I got to not only be involved in a very kind of conceptual, narrative driven design, but also I got to experience what it's like to develop really kind of unique custom details, and it was like hugely influential in my development as a landscape architect. The work that I'm doing now with the Here Ontario LRT is a bit of a full circle moment for me. I have the opportunity to work on one aspect of the place where I grew up that was a challenge for me. Being a teenager and trying to use the transit system in Mississauga was not great. This project is a bit of an interesting opportunity for me to improve this kind of one aspect, and feel good about making a positive change to a place that I felt, as a kid was in need of some help. It's providing access and freedom of movement for people who maybe can't afford cars, who live in Mississauga and Brampton. It's allowing them to assert a level of independence in their lives. And it's transformational for the community over time, as the Huron Ontario corridor will undeniably, redevelop organically. I joined the DEI task force when I was on council, wrapping up being an associate member rep. The work of the DEI task force is essential. Our profession is largely a white profession, and largely a white male profession. And, as much as we engage with community members to understand their needs throughout a design process, that doesn't always mean that some of the marginalized members of that community are engaged through that process. I think a sensitivity to understanding that fact is really kind of important in growing our profession and moving forward. It's kind of twofold in that we want to be able to better serve our communities, but we want our people to be reflective of those communities. But beyond that, from a practical perspective, a number of our public clients that a number of us as consultants would be working with have new requirements to understand and diversity and equity and inclusion, to understand social justice issues, to have formal policies within our own companies about how we're addressing those things. And this is a huge issue right now that we all have a role to play in.